we were at about a week and a half ago. Coil froze up. Came out, checked everything, said everything was fine, filters were dirty. So we're back out today. I am anyway. They called back this morning and said it froze up yesterday. So they left it off. It is now thawed out. And I've got it on, but when I got here I went in the house. First thing I wanted to do was look at the filters. Pleated filters. We got a kind of a ranch 2-story with a small upstairs area. One system, thermostat downstairs. We got a 20 by 20 filter downstairs and a 14 by 20 upstairs in the ceiling. The 20 by 20 that is on the first floor, well, there was a couch shoved right up against it with that loose fabric on the back, and it was right up against it flush with the wall. And when the blower was coming on, it was sucking the back of that couch right up against the return. Blocking about 60% of the airflow, I'm gonna guess. More than likely is going to be the reason it froze. We had mild weather since the last time we were here. Now it's got hot. They ran the air conditioner and it froze up. So my pressures right now are 132 over 292. 10 degree, 11 degree superheat, and an 8 degree subcool. See that right there? It's gone down to 7.7 now, but it's in range. So I'm gonna go into the house, check the blower, capacitor, all things that we checked last time we were here. But I'm not thinking that we paid attention to the couch being shoved up against the wall, and it's got, like I said, it's got that loose fabric on the back. So every time the blower comes on, you can already feel the little bit of high static trying to get that pleated filter out, which I told her she might not want to use those. At least that version anyway. They're really restrictive, but sucking the fabric of the couch back up against the return, blocking all the airflow through a 20 by 20 return. The upstairs a 14 by 20, so you're losing about 60% of your airflow, and you're gonna freeze that coil on a warm day on a long run time. It's going to start frosting. So once it frosts and you block more airflow, it's going to nosedive and you're going to have some ice. So we'll check everything else out. This outdoor coil could use a good cleaning. They did sign up for a maintenance plan the last time we were here. We just haven't got out for the cool check or the cleaning yet. I think that's maybe in a couple of weeks. But it's just in this corner. It's not that bad out here. But we'll get back and get this thing cleaned up. But we'll crawl into the house, check my split, check our blower capacitor, and make sure everything down there is good. Ain't this gonna be fun? What the f? So here we are under this hole, and I can already go ahead and tell you these little tiny plenums. This is an old Ream Shore Comfort. Yeah, sure it is. Anyway, old duct system, little tiny plenum down there. You can tell when you're pulling the filters out of this thing that the return grills, there's already a high static on this duct system. So you go scooting the couch all upside your 20 by 20 return, which is about, in this situation, is going to be about 60% of the airflow. is you want to rearrange the living room or whatever reason you did it for. I don't know. It just maybe I can get a hold. Yeah, somebody has already checked the static on it. I'm sure they proved my point, but the holes here, I'm assuming somebody checked the static at some point. But I mean, this is just old, back in the day, piece it together, put a box just big enough to connect one of your returns to, and then just enough to, you know, it is what it is. It's old. What year is this thing? Oh, 41, 18. So this thing's only, yeah, so that's what somebody come out here and did, looks like to me. This unit's only, what, 6 years old. And instead of popping in new plenums while they had all this stuff apart, it kind of, where they've got it all blocked off right there, blanked out. They did it right over there too. Got it blanked out. So instead of coming in here and just putting new plenums on it, they connected that old junk to it, and then there you go. Now you got a bigger problem. But anyway, if you're gonna scoop that return or a couch up against your return and block your airflow, and you've already got a poor static duct system, then you're just going to snowball that problem, and then you've just got a headache. But the charge on it looks good outside. My split is looking pretty good, so I'm gonna go scoop that couch back in front of the return just to see what change it makes. But if it's freezing up every couple of weeks or something, and we've only had mild weather in between, we get the dips, and then it gets back up in the 80s again, they run the air conditioner and set it on 70 degrees, then that's just gonna freeze it up. It's sucking the fabric off the back of that couch right into the return, blocking your airflow and causing it to freeze up. Young couple, probably their first house. They got a baby in there. She looks like she's probably in her early 20s. So, learning curve. But anyway, that's going to be our problem. I mean, everything's working fine. There's no disconnect under here, so that doesn't meet code. You got to go into the house, into the bedroom, to the breaker panel to turn off the power to this thing. So I'm gonna recommend the electrician come out, our electrician come out and install a disconnect box. I mean, it is what it is. It's just one of those jackleg Joe jobs, and probably the people that were getting ready to sell the house did it. And no capacitor for the blower. It is an X13 motor, so they are subject to being quirky. And the evaporator coil is not stopped up. So, ruled out those two problems. Can't rule that one out because they are iffy, but they said it still blows. They can still feel the air blowing a little bit. They're blowing, and when it freezes up, they're going to lose. If the coil's freezing, they're going to lose that. But they said the blower, after it thaws out, the blower's running. They've got airflow. They turned the fan to the on position like we told them, and the blower runs till we get here. So probably not the problem, but it could be. That hot water heater isn't far from being gone either. I want to have somebody look at that. So anyway, all right guys, there ain't a whole lot to this one, but pay attention to things like that. Somebody's got a couch slid flush to the wall, and it's got that loose fabric on the back of it, and it's right up, I mean, it sits right against the, there's no space, So when it comes on, that fabric is just right, it's already on top of the grill, and you're blocking half your airflow. So anyway guys, have a good one.